50 watts. So cool. Let's go ahead and go down to our build. So here is our Wasp Nano, which, as I said, it's a single build. You go ahead and take that cap off. These two little screws on the side are what you are going to put your leads from your your leads from your coil into. I've obviously already pre-snipped my coil for time purposes, but the way to get the correct measurement is go ahead and just plug it in and then kind of like bend it, take it out, and then snip it outside of the build deck. The reason for that is if you get those little pieces down into the juice well, it could read the ohmage wrong. It can cause fire. It's just not a good idea. So snip outside of the build deck. So yeah, once you have your guys snipped, you kind of throw them in there and start screwing it down. Now, don't get too discouraged if it takes you a little while. Obviously, like I said, I am no master. It takes me a little while to get this underway. So what I do is I will get them kind of mostly set in there, maybe not 100% set, and then I will bring that other little doodad in, what I was talking about earlier, which is this guy. Now obviously it's just another screwdriver, but what I will do is I'll actually put it through the middle of my coil, and I will hold my coil straight so that I feel like it's in a good place. That's just something I do. It's not a requirement. I feel like I have better control when I do that. The reason being for that is you want your coil to be straight. You don't want it to be touching either one of these sides. You don't want it too high, because you are putting this cap on. So now the next part is you have to test what you've just done. Okay, let me make sure I've got my leads in there real good. You want to make sure that it's not poking out too far on the outside here. You want to make sure that it's nice and, like I said, centered and down there. The next thing we're going to be doing is checking for hot spots. You don't want hot spots because obviously it'll burn holes in your cotton, so that's not good. So the way you do that is you actually, okay, cool. It's showing that I'm at a 0.24 ohm on my device. Most devices these days will show you and tell you what your ohm is, and that is excellent because then you know you've done it right. So you start firing it off. Now I might need to turn mine up a little bit because I have it pretty low, but see how it's heating the outside in? You don't want that. You want it heating inside out. So the way to get past that is obviously my coils aren't in a good setting. So you kind of need to pinch them together, move them around. Sometimes you need to just brush over the top. But let's see. Like I said, I might need to turn this up so that I can get a better read on it. Right now I just have it at 32. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it up to about 40 because that's closer to our coil rating. I personally like to do it a little bit lower just so that I know that it's not going to just fire off real violently. So let's see. Still heating outside in. So be very, very careful when handling coils, okay? They are hot when they're burning red like that. They are absolutely hot. So don't mess with that and just touch it. Okay, where are we at? Still getting a little bit of hot spotting. Still getting a little bit of outside in. Here we go. Okay. Nice. I know it's hard to see, so I'm going to show you what I am talking about. See how it heats evenly from the inside out? You'll know you have a hot spot if it sparks out real, like, it'll be a lot brighter, a lot quicker. Let's see, do I have any hot spots? I don't. I am heating evenly from the inside out. That is exactly what you want your build to look like. So next comes wicking. Now let it sit for a few minutes, okay? You did just get it like fire hot, red hot. The way that you will wick is you just take a little bit of your cotton, okay? It doesn't need to be a lot. And this actually might even be a little bit too much. So let's just take a little bit off of that. Roll it like a Play-Doh snake. Okay? Roll it like a Play-Doh snake. And get that in there. See, it doesn't have to be too thick, right? You are going to want to like almost aglet one of those sides. Okay? You're still not going to want to touch that coil, okay? And like I said, we may even still be a little too thick. Oh yeah, we're still too thick. So, let's see. I like to have some pretty billowy cotton. But you don't want it too thick, because if so, that will pull your coil pattern out. So, see, I've got a little bit of a lead there. What I'll typically do is just take my tweezers and just ever so slightly pull it through. You don't want to like run it through very, very fast, okay? Now, once you get it set in there, it should have like a little bit of a resistance, but it should be able to also pull through, okay? So you get it to where you have a pretty good amount of cotton on either side. I already snipped that one a little bit, didn't I? There we go. Okay. I pulled it too hard is what happened, and you see how it just broke off? You don't want to have so much resistance that it just breaks off, okay? You want it to have just a little bit of give to where it'll come through, but you're not pulling your coil out of whack. Okay, so back down here, when you have it and it's on either side, okay, you don't want to cut it too short, and you don't want to leave it too long. So what I will normally personally do is I will just hold down one side, okay, and I'll snip it kind of just a little bit below where the tank meets the mod, because I'm pulling it, so obviously it's going to bounce up a little bit. This is going to take a little bit of time too. Then you want to pull a little bit of those loose cottons out, just a little bit. Nothing extreme. Just a little fluffing, making sure that you're getting out any little like stragglers, okay? Just pull the little stragglers out. Okay, there's the little stragglers. Now you're going to want to go back and snip more off, and then you're going to shove it down into your juice well. So I'm gonna get it all where I want it, and I'm gonna come back. Okay, so you can kind of see where I've tucked in this side. You're going to do the same thing with this guy. And like I said, you don't want it too long, but you want it a little bit so that you've got a little bit of overlap there. And then you'll just push that in there. Just push it in there, right? And get it all set up just right. Okay, and you want it a little fluffy, okay? A little fluffy. Nothing too extreme because you are going to be putting that cap back on. So let's juice her up, right? Let's juice her up. The way that you do this is you are going to drop it on the coil and the cotton. You do want to get your cotton fully saturated, okay? Just get it in there, okay? There we go. Get all that in there. It's okay to put juice on your coil because obviously we have cotton in there, okay? So, now if I fire it off, obviously juice is going to go splattering. So, there we go. See that? That's good. We can still turn it up. I've got it setting at about 40. We're probably going to want to take it up to 50 now that we've got our cotton in there. See, all this time, I can use that while I'm getting all of this set. That's why you have that additional one. All right. So be very mindful too. These guys on the side, those are airflow, okay? So you want your airflow to match up with your airflow, which are in there. There's little airflows on there. You can see that. That's how you can adjust that airflow, okay? All right, so let's see how she goes. There it is. Now, like I said, I've got it set pretty low because it's a really short build. But that's how you do it, man. That's it. We have build kits here if you need that. A lot of times we have RDAs, RTAs in stock. So that is your not short video on how to do the basics of building. Thank you guys. Have a good one.